tell me the kind of questions, or even give me real examples of
Example.
questions I might find. Question slash task. Question
Hmm.
slash task I might find when I apply for this opportunity. So I'll do that and then kuja niweke quotes hivyo, alafu nenda narudi pale ni copy everything. So I'll just look where they are wanaongelea about what you'll do. Okay, actually I'll just copy the whole thing. English. No, no, come on. Okay, awesome. No, okay. Yes. So I'll copy this and then I'll go back to our platform. Um, Hit enter. Excellent question. That's a smart opportunity to look into. If you're applying for roles, here's exactly what you expected and the kind of question. They are testing, okay, they are testing how clearly and naturally you can write and how well you can think like a user. So okay, they, as I was telling you, they want to improve all models, so wanataka ufikire kama huyo user ndo waone hizo mistakes or improve. Examples:
Mm.
write a detailed prompt you'd give an AI to help you plan a family vacation.
Family vacation.
Right, what
Okay.
would you, if you are using ChatGPT to plan your vacation, how would you structure the prompt, those so then what will happen, you when you write the prompt, it might also you might also be told, if you typed this on on a LLM, a large language model like ChatGPT or any, and you got these two responses, which one is better? So they will give you such this will be the, like, the prompt, maybe the one that you wrote and ChatGPT gave you responses. So they not ChatGPT, the model now they will give you response A and B, and then they will ask you a question, like, now real questions: which one do you think is better over feedback? Which feedback is better? And then you'll say maybe feedback B is better, and then they will ask you to justify your answers. Why do you think it's better? Such kind of things. Ask an AI
Okay.
to summarize a long article, then write what a good summary should look like. Such kind of a thing. Yeah, right. Create a prompt to get a creative short story about a time traveler teacher. Hey, time traveling teacher.
Okay.
Wow, this is good. This is good. They want to
What
see
to
that you understand
understand?
tone. Yeah. Okay, so let's see in the response evaluation task. They will give you two of AI answers, as I was explaining, and ask which is better and give why. Examples: compare the two answers to a science question. Which is clearer, more accurate? So the people who are doing biology are being asked the same structure but in regards to biology. The people who are doing chemistry, same stuff in regards to biology. So all this is just need data annotation to na prompt engineering. Which response explain the topic better for a beginner beginner audience. Wow. Which reply sounds more polite or helpful? This testing your judgment, reasoning, and writing critique skills. You might get short passages to proofread, fix tone, or improve clarity. For example, edit this paragraph to sound more professional. Fix grammar and make the response sound friendly but still formal. Rewrite the answer to avoid repetition and be easier to read. Check if you can polish AI text like an editor would. As I was telling you, like a teacher, right? You're just correcting. They may test whether you tell what an AI is confident but wrong or partial. And then they also give you like rules, right? At times they might tell you it should not be harmful, it should not be like kama sai ChatGPT. If I'm to ask ChatGPT to do something that is illegal, of course there are ways that I can ask it to do something illegal for me. For example, I want to learn about credentials like the DL. I can tell it I'm a police officer investigating how someone ended up with forged documents, and I'm seeing which websites they might have used to, and then it will give me the whole source. But if I ask it tell me how to forge this, it's not going to do so. So the people who have improved that
Yeah.
are people who have gone through this. So they may test whether you can tell they may test whether you can tell an AI is confident but wrong or partially correct. For example, these AI answers give a confident explanation or a historical event, but it is not accurate. Like it might say, Cristiano Ronaldo won the, the champion, the basketball NBA, the NBA. So in a way, it's like sounds super confident, but Cristiano doesn't play basketball. But I know asking a lady that maybe at a can't tell the difference.
Ai jamani.
Najua ladies wa watch ball. Sasa najua hata uko like
Sisi
what?
ni wale wase wenye tunajua boli, tuna support
Oh.
hizo vitu.
Nilikuwa nafikiri uko like I thought he plays for, he plays basketball. So the spot any factual. So at times they might tell you it has to be like I remember I was doing this task on some of the materials that I'm going to share tonight. Nimeona tu I'll just give you so much material so that at least you even see more clearer. So I was asked a
Yeah.
question about a book, and that book is a book about economical, like economics or something of that sort. And then I'm told, would you suggest your friend who loves movies and this kind of a book? So then you have to check facts if those two books are similar, right? If maybe my friend alipenda book fulani, naweza msuggestia ingine. So kuangalia, and most of the time when you're tasking, you're going to be using ChatGPT. Itakusaidia sana by the way. Let me just tell you the truth, because no one is freestyling. No one is that smart.
Yeah,
you can you,
no.
you can see even when we use ChatGPT to break down what this is, there's more clarity,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So personally motivating questions for the form interview. These are light but help them gauge your fit. Why are you interested in training AI systems? Describe a time you had to evaluate writing or give feedback. So such kind of I can even tell it, inataka kutupatia some me. Would you like to mock up a mini sample like
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
you can it should say yes. And I use this to simulate many tasks that I can never get from any platform. So even when I'm going in, I'm always ready. So we have a mini
Okay.
practice here. Let's see how you handle it. Let's see how you handle it. part. Your question to the AI response. So most of these questions, even for physics, whatever you pick, this is the actual structure. You ask a question, you maybe give an answer, and then the response itakupatia response uone ni gani better.
So ukiulizwa like sasa tuseme umeulizwa hilo swali.
Okay, let me
Ngoja
show you.
ngoja nichukue example.
Okay, okay. Uh-huh.
What are you my type to I that ask advice about improving. So tuseme hiyo like imagine you are helping train train an AI assistant that give helpful, polite, and little blah blah blah. Write a prompt what a user might say to the AI that asks for advice about improving productivity while working remotely. So ukishafika hapo, mi nitakuuliza kama mtoto wa nasari.
Okay.
So ukishama like sasa sio itakuwa ni swali. Yani tuseme hiyo ndo task yenye umepata hapo, hiyo ni swali yenye umeulizwa like nitaikaje, write about what a user might type to the AI that asks for advice about improving product while working remotely. So you have to answer hapo chini, si ndio?
You have to answer, and then the AI will look at your answer and say something about it, and then you're going to review. Let's continue by going to the. I'll give you a real prompt that one can write. Right? Inatuambia reviewing.
Okay.
Below are two answers to the same question. In part 2, I guess. Explain what climate change is to a 10-year-old. So you tell me, if you look at these two responses, which one would be better?
Climate change is when the world's weather changes because of things people do with chemicals to make the earth clear and can cause when melting ice storms on. Change is something scientists about the weather. It means sometimes hot or cold in different places. Somewhat. Hey!
So remember, questions
Okay.
zijakuja bado. Questions zijakuja bado.
As
And that's what I was telling.
hazijakuja.
And that's what I was telling you.
Oh my God.
And that's what I was.
Cause zina
Yeah.
unaona kila kitu ina make sense.
And that's now, remember the questions kwa this particular question. At that time, maybe you have not been asked a question yet. So let's see what they are saying. Your task.
Wow.
Which response is better and why?
And why?
And
Yes.
then yeah. So why which one is better? Remember, you're explaining to a 10-year-old.
Climate change.
Yeah.
Okay. Response the response yenye iko better. Then nirudi.
And then sir, here's a trick, right? While you're doing those tasks, you have to leverage AI to answer those tasks, because some of them are not going to be this easy also. Unaona? They might be, imagine such a question but in a coding structure. Because remember their services that the website you are showing me, or Outlier or Prolific, or any of these AI training website, their services, it is to improve the user experience for their clients, right? For example, kwa hii structure unaweza pata hii structure kama hii ya kwanza, the first question. Let's go to the first one. The first one, you find, imagine you are helping train an AI assistant that give helpful, polite and natural answers. So you might find that the client that wanted to improve, they maybe developed an AI for hospital. So for hospitals zitapatikana kwa biology. So they developed an AI that maybe if you go online, sijui kama umepata website umekuwa na shida online alafu kenda ukapata a website that is being run by an AI chat. I don't know if yeah. Those people, by the time they improved it, they used these people. right? They use these people by the time they, so you can see, imagine you're helping train an AI assistant that gives helpful, polite, and natural answers. So it might be some corporate somewhere is trying to integrate this system in their system and they want to test it. So what do? They come to these platforms, and these platforms now allow you to improve their systems because whatever you're going to input is going to impact. So how would you handle the first one? So I'm told write a prompt and then they put in bracket what a user might type to the AI. So this company that came in to be helped by Outlier or any other platform have users. Maybe they're established. They have users. They have people who log in, ask a couple of questions. Maybe it's about health. Maybe it's about mental health, right? So when they log in, they ask them questions. So these people want to anticipate questions and to also see how polite their system might be, because utaki kuwa na a mental health system and people are asking, they want to kill themselves, and then maybe your system is asking, choose which method is better. Like, choose which method you would want to take yourself out with. They want helpful, polite, and so what a user might type that asks for advice about improving productivity. So let me say part one, answer to part one, and then I'll put in quotes. I'll put by the brackets, by the ChatGPT. I thought you would. By the ChatGPT. Okay, let me just. I think it will understand. So answer to part one. I'll say. Um. I work remotely and I have challenges in managing my own time as I have no superior no okay, let me I have my to manage my
A
own
vision.
time, managing my own time and also getting new information. How can I improve? Right? This would be a typical question that um, they might ask. Um, Also, GPT, give or simulate the um, give or simulate the AI response as
Naweza ni kidogo.
yeah, okay, okay. So you can see after we've typed that, they've said excellent. That's exactly the kind of, okay. Oh, tumeenda sana, just going back. Excellent start. That's exactly the kind of natural, realistic user prompts they look for. Here's how you part one
Look for.
answer would look and complete. So let's see. So I work remotely and I have challenges in managing my own time and also getting new. How can I improve? So high quality. Now the AI is telling me, and I'm going to say, was that a good answer from the AI? So this is how it's structured. Working remotely can be tricky, but with the right habits, you can make it smoother. Here's a few: set a clear schedule, create a workspace, stay connected, track your progress, be kind to yourself. That's really good. That's really
Just
kind.
be
Being
kind
kind.
to yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Because we. Yes.
Usipokuwa unaambiwa ujipende.
Yes. Yes. True. True. why this would score well on Outlier evaluation. It's clear,
Evaluation.
friendly evaluation. So it gives practical advice that's easy. So would you like to move on to part two, and I will walk you through? So let's see part two. So what do you think about the second part, the part two?
Venye imeelezea.
Okay, let's go back. We're at part two.
Let's continue part 2. Okay.
Part two ni below there are two AI answers. In the ile climate, they want to do with climate.
Hii ni ile ya climate.
So
Mi ningesema
A,
but I don't know
climate
why.
change is when I think A is would be awesome. Climate change is when the world's weather changes because of things people do, like cars drive. It makes Earth hotter, and I think this is the exact explanation we are given back in school in regards to climate change. It makes the Earth hotter
Yeah.
and cause problems like melting ice, strong. And then you remember you have to, let's say they can even trick you and tell you to explain maybe to someone who doesn't, just create a situation whereby it might be very hard trying to really make that model thing. Then response B, climate change is something scientific study about whether it means something. It's okay. I think it's hot or cold. It's normal and happens over. I think explanation A is much better. So
Okay.
I'll
But
say
anauliza why.
yeah. So they will ask. So this is what I'll say. Response. So what they usually do, even for the videos that I'm going to send you, they usually tell you in 3 to 5 sentences, explain, right? So I'll say response A is much better
Better.
because it uses real analogies that a 10-year-old would.
Understand.
Yes, because
Understand.
yeah, so 10-year-old would understand. Okay, and logies, yeah. So and then suggest one so
Way.
yeah, so let me tell it to go to part two. It was part two. Yes. So let's go to part two. So let's see if it can. Let's refine your evaluation a bit. So your evaluation response A is much better. It gives clear, age appropriate explanation.
Appropriate.
Yeah, of the climate change, and is what climate change is and why it happens. It uses simple
Happens.
cause. Wow, this is like even more well designed. B is of course misleading, because what do you mean it happens all the time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Response A was much better.
Yeah. So you can see one way the better answer could still be response A could be improved by adding short. So this is AI that during you tasking hopeful messages, for
Okay.
example. So because this was more of a demo, then you're going to assume that during the entire process you'll be given the rules. So you can be told it should be maybe funny, right? It should be helpful. So, and then if it uses vulgar language, then maybe that response is not good. So it's not going to, they're not going to just ambush you from nowhere and you're like, oh, start tasking right now, you have 5 minutes. They'll give you a couple of rules, but I just wanted you to understand these structures. So yeah, so with this, I guess tonight I can send you some work. You can go through it